What's up everybody, it's your boy natedizzy here. Now today's video is going to be top 10 drills for warming up in Fortnite Battle Royale, and we're just going to go ahead and get into it as quickly as possible. But before I do, I just want to mention two things. So on screen I will denote what this is best at improving at, because these drills can not only be used to warm up but also to just make yourself better at a particular set of skills as well, or skill, as well as what situation this will be used in, as an offense or defense, or if it's not applicable, as in it's a skill that will most likely not be used in game unless you're just trying to style on some fools. So number one is going to be fast 1x1s. So all you're going to do here is just do your normal 1x1s and just go as fast as possible. Excuse me. So when you're doing these 1x1s, you just want to make sure the key to doing fast 1x1s is getting your mouse or controller movement right, and only holding forward direction with your analog stick or pressing forward on your keyboard. You shouldn't be having to use any of the strafe or left or right keys to do your fastest 1x1, and it's all basically about that mouse or controller stick movement. The second drill we're going to talk about is fast 90s, probably the most important drill maneuver you can learn in Fortnite. It's going to be your most used maneuver, most likely if you're a higher end player, and it's going to be highly useful in both offensive and defensive situations. The key to these is going to be timing on your key presses or buttons, like basically switching from your walls, floors, and ramps, as well as getting that 90-degree turn perfectly right. And these are really good to practice and very important to master if you want to be good in Fortnite. So the third drill we're going to talk about is going to be double ramp floor walls, and if you're not good enough yet to do these, singles would be just fine here. These are something you obviously need to know in this age of Fortnite, because pretty much everybody is getting much better at building now, so you want to make sure that you're doing this regularly to practice and make sure that you've got it on point. So number 4 is going to be your pyramid floor pass-throughs. Now these are another very, very important and highly used move in Fortnite. This is going to be when you are pushing up, you're ramping, and then you're placing pyramids or floors and then editing through them on your way up toward an opponent. This is the equivalent of an inverted ramp wall rush. Ramp wall rush. So basically, you're using this to prevent the opponent from either knocking you down or shooting you on your way up. These are highly useful, and they also lead to some more advanced techniques as far as being able to push opponents that already have high ground. Number 5 is going to be pyramid jump 90s. This is going to be pyramiding over yourself on the way up and then jumping to the side and catching yourself on a floor and then ramping up. And what this does is, if you're coming up to an opponent who you know has the ramp advantage, if you go ahead and do this, first off, they won't be able to place that next ramp over yours, and so you'll get the advantage there, and it will throw them off for a minute. They'll most likely just run onto your pyramid, and then you jump up, and you have many options from here. You can either just shoot them right away, or you can place a wall and ramp over them to gain the high ground. And also I would note that you can still do this even if they do get that ramp over your ramp, by using a floor instead of a pyramid or a cone to do the same maneuver. Number 6 is going to be single ramp floor wall turns, which is just doing a ramp floor wall and then turning to one side to place a wall. What this is really good for is preventing third parties from attacking you from the side or pushing a person from an angle. You're not always straight on, and in fact you're rarely ever straight on with an opponent, not just with regards to running at them, but with regards to the grid pattern on the ground and the way that you build. So these are really good for protecting your ramp from the side, as well as protecting yourself from the side, and these are, very important. It's a very important maneuver in the game, so I highly recommend practicing this. Alright, so number 7 is going to be pyramid ramp jumps. Now you may have never seen anything like this before. This is a very interesting way of gaining high ground very quickly, or just scaling, gaining elevation very quickly. You're essentially using pyramid pieces to make it so that when you're going up, you're gaining basically the height of a jump over normally running up pyramids. So you're going to be doing ramp pyramid, ramp pyramid, ramp pyramid, making sure to time your jump properly. Now this is pretty much the main benefit of this. I don't think it's highly useful in game, even though, like I said, if you want to style on some fools, this is a good one for it. The main benefit to this is learning how to control your jumping while you're building, in order to avoid the jump fatigue. Okay, so number 8 is going to be the 1x1 edit down. And I probably should have included this right after 1x1s, because the best time to practice this is to combine it with your 1x1, fast 1x1 drills. So when you get to the top of your 1x1 and you've created a big tower, you just want to edit your way down. I mean, it's going to be on screen. You'll see that you're just editing your way down as quickly as possible. If you want to make this a little more difficult, for the more advanced player, just vary whether or not you place the floors. So if you do your 1x1 and every now and then do one with the floor, or do floor, floor, and then ramp, ramp, and kind of like vary it. And this will make it so that each time you won't necessarily remember if you had placed the floor there on the way down, so you'll have to adjust for that and make sure that you're hitting the right edit movement with your mouse or with your controller. Okay, so number 9 is going to be edits and re-edits on walls. You can also do this on floors or ramps or whatever. But the main one that I would work on is walls, because that's what you're going to be using to both defend and attack other opponents. So what you're going to do is just set up a wall. It helps if you put a wall and a roof over your head, so that whenever you do specific edits that would break the wall down, if it was just a wall, that won't happen, because typically, you know, you'll be in a situation where that won't happen. Number 10 and the last building drill is going to be the pyramid turnaround jump. Now this one is not very useful in game, I will admit, but this is going to be really good for practicing knowing where to look to place a ramp in relation to a wall or floor or whatever it is that you're having to place it against, as well as being a really cool way to do a turnaround, save you some mats and all that kind of stuff. You're really only going to use this when styling on somebody, but because of the difficulty of it, this actually was a super hard edit or super hard build for me to learn for whatever reason. It just helps you with learning the variety in the game, as well as helping you with range, because the turn you have to do here is a full 180. The last thing I want to talk about here is the best drills to combine. So one of the ways you can cut down your warm-up time is by combining drills. That way you're running multiple drills at the same time, so that when you do these drills, you're not having to worry about doing 10 drills. You can cut this really down to about 5 drills and do your warm-up in the same amount of time as doing 5 of them. So I just want to mention a few of the best ones to combine, especially as of their usefulness in game. The first one is fast 90s to pyramid or floor pass-throughs, which is going to be doing fast 90s and then exiting the fast 90 into a pyramid or floor pass-through. Number 2 is going to be pyramid jump 90s to fast 90s or ramp floor walls, and this is doing your pyramid jump and then practicing doing the maneuvers that would lead to you gaining high ground immediately after doing this. So number 3 of the combining drills is going to be single ramp floor wall turns to fast 90s. These are really good for once you've pushed up to somebody who's maybe, by the time, because you're doing your turns, you're going slightly slower, so they've maybe gotten high ground. This is a good way to regain that little bit of high ground that you lost in protecting yourself from a third party or from an angled opponent. That's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Let me know if it helped you in the comments below. Let me know if I missed anything or if you have any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. If you like this, like and subscribe for more content, and share with your friends if it helped you. And I'll catch you next time. Natedizzy out.